But at the time of initial stage, that is a pre-sales guy is which is in initially initiating that, na?
Yes, initiating that. When he's initiating that,
Probably
once he able to crack the project, once he is able to crack the project, and we are awarded the project, and later on when we came to know that yes, this is not in our area, one we have to reject it, right?
So pre-sales
but
person is also
before itself,
performing
we are the
the
persons. I mean,
Hmm.
client. We are the people who's in IT team or like BA. These people will be deciding now whether this contract or this is agreement can be done by us or not.
Yes, yes, but this is you're talking in a clear picture. It is what everything should be transparent, but there
Okay.
may be a chances
Something
of the
ideal.
pre-sales. See, for example, a senior guy is there, pre-sales guy. He has the decision. He just get convince the client and get the project. Okay,
Yes.
followed.
Hello, sir. Is it
But
a case of false commitment to
yeah, that's
source
it.
the
Yeah,
business?
yes. False commitment means not maybe knowingly or unknowingly. I
Okay.
cannot say that, right?
Yes.
But it may fail because of that reason.
Yes.
Unrealistic means which is not possible, right? See, for example, when you say that in a real estate, if you just the people who are selling these plots and all, they'll show you some big area, say that there Amir Khan's house will be there, here Salman Khan house is there, he'll sell that house to you, that plot to you, right? Then later on, no American, no Salman Khan, that land will be like that only throughout. And we are only say that I have a land in that place, but no value for that. Tomorrow, if I want to resell it for one purpose, can I resell it? I will not get a client, right?
Yes. Yes.
Just to
Sir, here I
understand.
want to intervene in this case.
Uh,
Whether when you said about an unrealistic expectations
mm,
and which is being committed by a pre-sales person, whether we in the stage of RFP means request for proposal and request for information before
mm,
pre-bidding stage,
mm.
as any of the senior members comes to realize that this is a kind of getting into an unrealistic mode. So
See,
whether that can be
that is the
taken care
best.
of.
No, 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 no. You are talking about the measures. I am
Yes,
talking about the reason when it could be a failure. If you are going with the proper measures, then why we discuss? There is no question of discussing about the failure, right?
yes,
yes.
Yeah, I'm telling you about the possibilities. These are all the
No.
possibilities, right?
Yeah, my
okay.
question is like pre-sales are the business development team who goes out
Yeah,
and get the business.
yeah, BDM guys.
Yeah,
What is the objective of BDM guys?
to bring clients to
Right.
business.
To
To resource
generate
the business.
the business, right?
Yes,
Revenue.
And they have their own targets, right?
yeah, yeah,
To meet the targets, they'll do everything, right?
yes.
Yes.
What their team can do or not, that is least bother for them. Because that is the pressure they have, right? Okay. So next, another important
But we can't
point
give
is,
false information while bringing the business, business to the organization, as you mean that like unrealistic expectations that we will do this and do that, and it can't burden our development team and the whole project. I think.
yes, yes, see, whatever you right now depending is about the how a precaution and measures, right? But here, what I'm talking, try to understand from my point, I'm talking that what are the possibility where a project can get failure,
True.
okay? And you're talking as a mature point of view, these are the measures to be taken so that it will not fail in here, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So that is what welcome. But we are
Before.
discussing what are the chances. If suppose improper planning is because the failure, project got failure because of improper planning, who will be the responsible?
Project manager.
100%. Will it happens?
Yes. Yeah. There might be chances.
Why? Because maybe the project manager is not having properly planned about the particular project, right?
or
Yeah,
inexperience.
inexperience, or the person may enter as a PM with some sort of a fake experience. He may take some decisions, right?
True.
He
True.
may not having the control over the project whatever the timelines. It leads to a failure. But if project fails because of this PM means, if the improper planning means there is a drawback in the complete organization, right? Now, of all these reasons which I have quoted now here, which is very important for us, where it should not happen to us.
Improper
Gathering information.
First
Proper
and second point.
requirement. First point is very important, right?
Hmm.
Second point, there is an exception is there, right? There is a debate between the client and us. But for the first point, no debate. So, as a BJ, we should be very clear about it, capturing the requirements. There, what we do is, we are going to apply a tool, right? The tool of a business analyst. The tool of a BA is not a software tool and all. It is an approach. The approach is what we call as a 5W1H. What is that? 5W1H. It is a kind of a questioning technique. Okay? It's a questioning technique. It's a kind of a framework while we are capturing the information. That means if you look at a requirement, we need to know that what exactly the data is. Means what we need to do. What we need to do. Right? Means the object. And then we need to know how means how it is going to be function. And then we need to know where to be delivered, where the network means what where should it be done, and then who are the one going to be involved in this, means the people who are going to be involved or who is going to do it, and then when to deliver, and finally why motivation. Why motivation means, do we need to do it, or could it be avoided? Could some of it could be left out? That means a motivation. How we need to take it forward. This is how we need to start looking into each and every requirement. This is generally will be applied in every capturing of every information, and this can be used in different ways. It can be used in problem solving. It can be used in the project management, and if you can observe in depth where the generalism is going to be used this technique. You'll agree with that? If you take a generalist, when something incident was happened, first, come again? Okay, if someone, if a particular generalist is going to want to find out, figure it out, what exactly thing is happened, first of all, he approached the same thing in different way. First, you look into what? Some murder was happened, assume it. He will just think that who is it about? Means who is the concerned person? Then he'll come to know that what happened. Then when did it take place? Okay, he'll find out the next step. Then where did it take place? And then why did it happen? And finally he'll come to how did it happen? So that he'll capture the whole information. Next day he'll come in an article.
Sir, please elaborate these 5W1H once again. Sorry.
5W1H, if you look at from our perspective, what the information is, right? You're looking for what information. And then how it's going to get function. And then where the network, right? And then who are going to be involved, who are the people.
Where
and then
the network means?
Means what are the different locations.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then when to deliver it. And why motivation. If you can take the currency part in an application, means in a payment part, what is the data here? Currency, right? In the payment part, I want to go address the payment. Then how it's going to function during the payment part, right? Then is it only in India or in America or in UK and all? That network means globally. Accordingly, I'm going to address all the currency, right? And then who are going to be use it? The geographic locations people, with the concerned vendors. who are maybe the users, and then when it is to be delivered, what is the time of using this currency, and then why you are going to use this, why motivation. Clear?
Sorry, why motivation means?
Means, is it, means you can say in the other, the reason, simply say the reason why to use it, right?
Okay, you mean to say the reason for the
Reason to, means do we need to do it, or we can say that could it be avoided?
Okay, okay.
It
Okay,
is like a
like that.
probing the requirement.
Probing, yes, correct. Probing the requirement. So if you start looking into the each and every requirement in 5W1H, we definitely in a success side. The reason is, if you are able to get all this answer, where's the question of rejection, means failure, right? You call it, you understand?
So one small clarification.
Yes.
This why motivation. For the example of this payment, we can say that the persons will be needing the cash, so that can be considered as a motivation for us to work.
Means you are doing for what purpose, to get the product. Say you're using an Amazon and you want to buy a product, right? And that product is available in, for example, in say something in other nation, Germany, and that
Okay.
guy is asking to pay in their German currency, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So why motivate? Why you are using that? Because you want that product which is available only in Germany.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Take a snapshot of this. All of you clear?
Yes, coach.
Okay. Now, the next point where we need to look into about the risk. What is risk?
Risk is any type of uncertainty.
An uncertainty, right?
Can you please go
Which
back to the previous time? Need to get
risk is what something is going to happen negative, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The
So,
chance of going adverse is more, taking a risk. Yeah.
come again?
Taking the chance, like a risk. Or
Yes.
kind of. Yeah.
See, that we'll discuss. First of all, risk is an uncertain event, right? Which is going to impact our project in some means, either the cost wise or time wise or scope wise, right?
Yes.
So whenever you find a risk, for example, you're traveling for a some trip which is going, you plan for 1 week, 1 month or 2 months, and you are going to have a budget cost of around, for example, next 15 days, you are planning to have a budget of 1 lakh. Are you going to carry the full cash of 1 lakh?
No.
What you will do? You will just make it in the hand of around 5,000 or 10,000. Rest all you use some cards or something, right? Why? Because there may be a chance of,
Sridhar, please explain risk analysis management once again.
come again?
Please explain this risk analysis management once again.
Yeah, I'm explaining that. Still, again, we didn't get into it. First, I'm defining the risk, right?
Right.
So, a risk is an uncertain event where it may impact your project in means of a cost or a scope or time, whatever it may be. Right. For example, you are going to capture the data from a stakeholder. From the stakeholder point of view, what is the risk you can observe? What is the guarantee that the information the stakeholders provide to us with respect to the project is a valid information? Is it a risk?
Yes.
Okay, because that guy is very new in the newly joined in the particular company. Can he give us a valid information to me?
Maybe, may not be.
No.
It is not in our hands, right? First, I have to find out. That means that will be impacting my process, right? Because of that guy, I may be in a wrong direction.
True.
And which I came to know that in the later stage. So, how to measure that? How to address that particular risk? And maybe taking into one point is avoid. One of the measure is what? Avoid. What is an avoid? Do nothing. Instead of going with that guy, I will not go with the guy. Why? Because I know that there is a risk in that. Okay, that means eliminating the risk by removing the cause, means do nothing and let us doing differently. Got my point? If I feel that particular stakeholder is very new and there is a risk in that, what I will do, I will not go with the stakeholder. I may take some subject matter expert. Clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes or no? Okay. Now, that is one of the strategy. Another strategy is mitigate. Means you find there is a risk in that. So what I'll do, but I have to go with it. I will just try to do something to reduce the particular damage, and at least I can take a step ahead. Means I'm trying to minimize the impact of the risk within an acceptable limits. Means I'll take some measures and try to overcome them. Say, for example, one of the requirement is I need to address one particular functionality where my team member is not clear about that concept. So what I will try to do, I'll give him some training or I'll give him some knowledge input and try to minimize that to the extent so that he can minimize that. Am I right?
Yep.
That means I'll just give some additional kind of a support to him. So that if I give him some time or if I give him some knowledge so that he can address that. That means at least to some extent I can handle it, right? That is what is it? Then transfer. Passing the risk up or out to another entity. When you feel that there is a risk, if you're going to handle that, you may shift that to some other part. Like, for example, you take in your particular project, the client is very specific about the testing part. He is very much concerned about the testing part. Then you have a testing team, but they are not up to the mark or they are not meeting this particular standards, what the client is asking. But still our people can do. But there is a risk in that. What is the risk? The client may accept, may not accept. So what I can do, I can hire a third party, right? Where I pick a third party who are specialists in that and they are very much qualified. And what they would do, I transferring the risk to the third party and make the third party to reach the target. Got it?
Yes, rather than that, we can get a person who is working in the other project to give him the access and get this person up to the
Yeah, because once the client is very particular about the testing part and my team is capable of doing that, but there is a risk that because of certain things he may reject, that impacts me, right? So what I will do, I will make a plan of action and make sure that I'll convince the client to give it to the third party and let the third party work for this.
But in that case also, let's say if we transfer the risk to another third party, in that case also the BA will be responsible.
Yeah, BA is responsible, but we are trying to we are doing what transferring.
You're only transferring. It means that let's say the third party fails to mitigate or avoid the risk.
Yes.
In that case also the BA will be responsible.
No. We are not responsible because we already taken a measure.
Right.
Okay. And we are addressing that. Why we are transferring it? Why we are involving the third party? See, to understand in simple here, for example, what I can say is, you all aware of the All India Radio, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You can find out their towers are on the top in the around the 200 meters something in the above, right?
Correct.
And their antennas will be fixed there. And these AIR guys, they have all the team members. If they want to replace the antenna in the top, they will not make their employee to climb to that peak. Because if their employee failed because of some reason, there are a lot of things to be there in the as per the secure this risk is concerned, right? They have to address the families, they have to take and what they will do To replace the antenna, they'll hire a third party. They'll hire a third party. And if something goes wrong, third party will take care, not the air on the radio.
Correct.
You understand? That means I found, I just suspect a risk in that. Instead of taking me the blame directly, let me go with an expert and let them take that risk. Okay. Understand? That means transfer. Next.
Sir, and we'll communicate this to the client, right? Regarding the transfer of.
Yeah, we were going to do that with consent to the client, and we will convince the client.
Okay.
Okay.
Coach, hello.
Yes, yes.
Coach, this risk analysis and management is being done at project manager level, right?
Yeah, project manager level. At the same time, from our point of view, we have a business plan, right? Communication plan and all.
Correct,
So
correct.
we are going to capture the data, right? Our risk is with respect to the data and deliverables.
And I think sometimes the project manager would delegate it to the BS and the best person
See,
can resolve it.
don't worry about it. This is a completely teamwork. We are not alone going with it, any sort of things. We are going with the concern with the technical team only. But we need to have our own plan of action, right?
Yes. So how do
So in this case, you said about the transfer part, which is being outsourced to some another company that they are going to test the software. In the specified test, if the software fails, who will be held responsible in this case?
Oh, I didn't get you. What is that?
Means you said, a particular client is very particular about the testing part of this, and he wants some another entity, means a third party entity. And if then in that testing our software fails, in the testing he doesn't give any sort of an consent in this regard, that and our software fails in this case, who will be held responsible?
No, responsible person is again the project manager only, because he is accountable for the whole project.
Yes.
Okay.
And when it comes to the mitigation part, you said you have analyzed the person who is not right now competent to handle this kind of a project, and you are supposed to give any sort of a training in this regards to that person to make him competent while he will be handling that kind of a project.
Yes.
So you are predetermining these things, or you are anticipating the risk
possibility
which you need to mitigate. Possibility means you are anticipating the things.
Yes. And then taking the measures.
And yeah, then you are mitigating that risk by taking some sort of measures in this case.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Means it has to be dealt with the anticipation part also.
Yes, correct. Yeah. What is the other question?
Yeah. How would you deal with the avoid risk part?
See, that's what I said. No? For example, you are my client. I am the project manager. I am the VA. And I'm working for your company, for your project.
Right.
Right. Now, when I want to capture some inputs from you, and I observed that, means I found that you're recently joined with the company.
Right.
That means you are 2 months old. So then whatever the information you're going to provide me, can I take it granted?
No.
No. So what I will do, even though you are my direct stakeholder, I may not rely on you.
Yes.
I will look for an alternative. If I go with you, I may be in the risk. Because you may not be having a complete knowledge about the particular project. So what I will do, I look for an alternative. Okay, that means I may look in a different way. Or I will take your inputs and at the same time I will go with the SME also.
Right.
Okay, that's what avoiding. Means do something to eliminate.
Is avoiding and transfer is somewhat similar?
No, avoiding means what? Do something to eliminate. Here, you're totally moving out to some other part.
Okay.
Okay. And final thing is what? Accept. You clearly know that there is a risk in that, but there is an opportunity in that. Then what you will do? You will take a risk, right? Okay. Why you all guys are taking this training? Your risk is what? You're investing your time, you're investing your money. But why still you're taking up this call? There is an opportunity. This is called the positive risk. Okay, if there is an opportunity, then we are trying to take the risk. And for example, there are in a particular center, there are around 20 restaurants are there. Then the government has announced that that is a touristic spot for the next the coming year. Then even though there are 20 restaurants are there, will I go for a new venture of mine?
Yeah.
I will go. Why? Because there is an opportunity. I know that for the first year, second year, I may not get a business. But still there is an opportunity, so I will be taking a risk. That is called accepting. Do nothing about the risk, simply go with the consequence. Let me face it. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Sridhar, just one more doubt. Regarding this mitigation, risk mitigation. So, correct me if I am wrong. Can we say that risk mitigation is kind of doing damage control, like we decided to do? So this would be a post impact. I mean, this would be like once we have taken the step, now it doesn't prove right. So now we'll move into that process of mitigating our risk, right?
Okay.
Yes,
from your point of view, right? Means you're thinking from your domain perspective, right? Same thing. Now, here, as a business analyst, the challenging areas of a BA is one is the lack of training. What is this training means? We will be put into projects without basic knowledge. We don't know about who is the stakeholder, who is the client and all. We'll give a very short time and ask you, let us go with this project. Then what we need to do? We are going to learn that particular project the day by day, right? Why is happening like this? Because of the commitments. Our team, our organization may be giving some commitments to the next client, or to hold the business, to generate the business. They'll just push us into the loop. That is another challenging area. So we need to be a part of it, and you have to learn by going the project. Suddenly your company, your HR will call you. There is a client call with you. Just arrange a client call. They'll arrange a client call with one of the client. And they'll ask you, do you have this? Do you have this? And they'll ask you, we are going to take you for your health sector project, but you don't have any health sector experience. Then what you will do? You will go with that. And then on the day-by-day rotations, day-by-day passing, and we keep learning. Because we are sticking on to what our BA framework. Okay, that is what advantage. And another challenging area is what? Taking the signing off on the requirements. We need to take the sign off. If you're not going to take the sign off, it may lead to the disasters. So every phase we pass on, we need to take a sign off.
What is sign off, Sridhar? I'm sorry.
That means taking the consent from the client.
Okay, taking a okay from the client that this is right, this is right.
Yes, this is what I want. Right. And the change management. Whenever a change request is addressed, it should be addressed with respect to the cost and timelines. Clear? And then coordination between developers and testers. This is very critical in the success of the project. Whatever the code written by the developer, it should be, the testers has to break it. If they are unable to break the code of the written by the developer, then that is a 100% pure code. You understand that? Understand the statement? Whatever the code written by the developer, the tester will try to break that code. If he is unable to break that code, then that is a valid code. It should be like that. So the code should not get failed after it is delivered to the client. If it is failed after it gets delivered to the client, means it is a failure, right?
Yes.
So these two guys should have professionally, these two guys should be viral. Sorry, this should be of against each other. Professionally, they should fight for them, not personal. Okay, they are professionally rivals, but not personal. Then only the project will be success. And conducting meetings, make sure of status reporting is effective, are all challenging areas. Conducting meeting is what? Make sure every person is going to be addressed, stakeholder or the project member should be in the team, and it should be properly driven. And once the meeting is conducted, make sure the reporting is going to be effective, status reporting. And driving clients for UAT is also a challenge, because they may have some other assignments, but still we need to make them to come. We have to be with them like that. And finally, the challenge here is handling the people management. So these are all the challenge areas of a BA, and we are able to do it. Don't need to work on. Once you stick on to the rules, our BA norms. Take the snapshot of this. The last slide, one more. I'll give an assignment so that I'll stop now. Okay. Take a snapshot. Now, take this snapshot.
Sir, can you please go back to the slide?
Yes. Okay, taken?
Yeah.
Now, all of you take this snapshot. Take this photo snapshot and go through this particular thing. You are an IT company, got a project from the client. The client has 10 divisions, means 10 departments, and you have gathered the requirements. After sorting the requirements, means removing the redundancy part and the duplications and all, where you observed 4 divisions have common requirements. That means out of 100 requirements, 85% are different, 15% are common. And these heads of the department, means the 4 division managers, are very much stubborn and not to have a common design features. They are not agreeing for the common design features. That means they don't want this 50% common. They want all 100% as different features. If you are a BA, how you are going to handle that and make them to agree for the common design? For the same
I have
design.
a doubt. What is this 10 divisions?
10 departments. See, if you take in any engineering kind of department, they have electrical, they have mechanical, they have something like operations, they have visions, what is that? Management, like the many departments is there, right?
Yes, sir.
Like that, each is a department. We call them the divisions. Okay. You take
Sridhar, one small query on this. See, four divisions. That means 40% of the whole project have common requirements. Is it often possible?
Not like that. 10 departments are there, right?
Yes.
In those 10 departments, 4 departments, we found that they have 85% different requirements, 15% common requirements. Only with this more, right? But unfortunately, these 4 department managers are very much stubborn.
Okay.
And they are not agreeing for 15% common requirements. What they're expecting is they want all requirements to be of different, means 100% to be different. You are a BA now. How you're going to handle them and agree them to the same design? Means they have to agree for the 85% and 15% ratio. Understand? I need your approach. I need your approach.
Can we do this like if 4 divisional managers are not willing or they are stubborn and they do not want the common features, so we can go for a one-to-one interview with the stakeholder.
What all you do, you take it as a task and WhatsApp me the approach. I want your approach one, right?
Okay.
Okay. Clear all of you? That is about today's thing. And you please try it and WhatsApp me, right? I need only your approach.
Yes. Should we return?
As you like. Just send me the WhatsApp.
How about tasks? Are we going to discuss them somewhere?
Which one?
At some point of time? Yesterday's task 1 and task 2, what we have done?
whoever is answering me, I'm giving them answers.
I haven't got any.
No, your name, Siraj. You shared me that.
Yes, yes, I have done it.
Okay, I'll give you. When you shared me?
Morning.
Yeah.
Today morning.
Okay, okay. Anyhow, I will give it. Okay, it's a one-on-one sharing.
Sir,
Okay.
hello.
Yes, yes, Ramya.
Sir, how many weeks this class will be continued? Like
next week and next week, mostly by September 4th, I'll complete.
September 4th. Okay, sir. Okay.
If it is required, I may go with one more Saturday. That's it. But mostly I'll complete.
Okay.
Because it's all going on the discussion, right? So it may extend. Otherwise, it will be complete.
Absolutely. Okay.
So
Sir,
Sridhar,
can you
it will also
go to
include
man?
just hold on, just hold on. Sridhar, it will include the stool classes or
Tools is
this
separate.
previous tool is
Tools is
separate?
separate. Yeah.
Oh,
We have
okay,
one more
okay.
session for two. Okay.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes,
sir,
yes.
can you go for man hours?
Yeah. In the meanwhile, whoever is want to log out, you can log out, right? Now, okay.
Okay,
Yes,
Sridhar,
Okay,
one
thank you,
small
sir.
doubt. One small doubt.
Yes, yes,
In
please.
this task was what you have said about 10 divisions, right? We need to ignore the 6 divisions and their managers, right? We are
Yeah, no
concerned
need, no
only
need.
about the
Only
four
consider the
managers.
4. Yes.
Okay, 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 okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't have the number.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
I don't have the number to reach and to WhatsApp the answer. Can I have it?
My number?
Yeah.
91541 55950. 91541 55950.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Shiza, what is scope creep?
Scope creep means, for example, I have given you a commitment for 10 days.
If you're going to complete this and cover this topic, maybe in the next class, then I think leave it there.
Which one?
Now the scope creep. If you're going to anyways going to cover this in the upcoming class.
Yeah, I'm going to cover.
Yeah, and quality audits during.
Yeah, I'm going to cover.
Okay.
So man hours sheet, sir.
Sridhar, just wanted to check. I mean, the BABA guide is also going to be covered.
See, all these are part of DevOps guide.
Okay.
See, in DevOps guide, they come with one strategy, one step by step, chapter wise. We are addressing this in the practical approach.
Right.
Same mapping. If you can have your book in the last, they might have shared you the notebook, the material, right? Some book. Last, you have that mapping with respect to the DevOps V3.
Correct.
Okay,
Sir,
you can
previous
go through
sheet, sir. One more thing, sir. Is there a specific format? Let's say when you go for the business, let's say requirement gathering. Are there any standard formats that are followed? I mean, how is it done? Would you also be showcasing as in presenting some kind of a format to us, as to how, let's say if there are you go to company, visit 10 different divisions. What is the format? What are kind of how you form the questionnaires and all that?
That all we're going to discuss now.
Okay. Fine.
Now I given this situation, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell the approach in the next session.
Oh, no problem. Sure.
Okay. First, I want to hear from you. Then I will going to give the approach.
Okay.
Hello, Sridhar.
Yes.
I missed the first 5 minutes of the session. Can you just show me the slide?
Yes, I'll show. Other one, what is you asking?
So the payment of the client to the IT company will be given after the project, or it will be given partially like that?
See, regarding the payment part.
Yes.
So in that also they'll be having a plan of this proposal will be there before only.
Okay.
For the initiating the project, they may give you 15% or 20% like that. It's all the way we negotiate. And after completing a part of it, some around 30% or 40%, then they'll give you, they release some more. Like that, there'll be an understanding between us and the team.
Okay. Another thing here, BA, as you said that some 16% of 6 days or 20 days is the work for 90.
No, 12% to 16% is the total BA team size. And 15% is the time is going to be given allotted to the BA work.
BA work.
In the 15% he'll complete, and he'll be given another project to continue.
No. His task will be completed and he'll be there with the project. He has to be there. Where he'll go?
He has to monitor everything.
Yeah, he has to be. He is going to be the complete life cycle, right?
Maintenance also, right? Maintenance.
Yeah, till deliverable.
Yeah.
He has to deal only with one project.
One project, because he's a point of contact, right?
Okay.
Sridhar,
Yeah.
I have a small confusion. So these business stakeholders will present their requirement in pre-bid meeting. But the business analyst will be involving after S4W. So what my doubt is, my confusion is, they are, they are presenting their whatever their requirements in the pre-bid meeting itself. So when it comes to RFQ, the IT guys will provide what are the modules and things and commercial parts. Right? So after that, again, the business analyst will sit with the client and gathering all the requirements, because already they are presenting their requirements in pre-bid meeting, right?
No. One thing. In the pre-bid meeting, they are going to say what are they need.
Okay.
What exactly they want is when the project starts, right?
Okay.
They say that we need a payroll.
Okay.
Then what I want, once I got the project, I say that I have done this many number of clients have delivered this payroll and all. Okay. So they'll award us a project.
Okay, cool.
Then I started getting to understanding about the client inputs. Yeah. So what are your strategy? What are your norms? Are you going to give EPF? Are you going to ESI? Are you going to the bonus? These are the things we capture.
Understood.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, Pradham, yeah.
Sridhar, will it the RISI matrix, scope, and BA?
Yeah, I'm going to explain.
Okay, these all will be covered in the future lectures, no?
Yes.
Okay. And in the BA project, I was being told that there will be a kind of 2 projects or 3 projects will be working.
Live.
So live projects, yeah. So we'll be making all these, BRD and FRD.
Yeah,
and everything.
Yes.
Okay. One more question, if I'm not wrong, BRD and all these are covered in the waterfall project. Are we making it in the agile as well, or what?
See, in agile also we are going to do that. See, here there are 3 approaches are there. One is either we may go with a waterfall, that I am going to discuss that, or we may go with a Scrum, or we may go with a hybrid.
Okay.
Hybrid means mixture of agile and waterfall and agile.
Okay.
If the client is looking for documentation as well as the agile methodology, then they go with the hybrid model.
Okay.
So they start with the waterfall model and then jump into the agile methodology.
Okay.
That is called as a hybrid model.
Okay. And Sridhar, actually, I missed the initial 15 minutes of class. Can you please show me the slides of one?
Yeah, that's what I'm showing.
Okay.
See, that's what I'm running for this particular part. This is the first slide.
Okay.
First 15 minutes, first half an hour, 45 minutes, this slide on.
Okay. So I have completed. No issues.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Sridhar, just one more request. Till now, I haven't received the mail for that study material.
Who is your concerned student coordinator?
Kansha.
Did you message her?
I can get back to her because I thought that you will be sending some notes.
Yeah, inform. No. They only will send.
Okay, sure. Then I'll do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sir, I have one more question regarding to subject matter expert. If my client is from the health sector,
which sector?
Health sector, and if I have to talk to my SME, so will IT company will provide that SME, or should I talk to by myself?
See, it's all we have to consult with the project manager and you can take up the call.
Okay.
So if we suppose we want from the client point, we'll have a word with the client manager and we'll get it done. Or if we have that skill set, we'll get it from our source.
If I want to talk to some specialist doctor or anything like that, okay.
They first they will be looking the panel of doctors who are assigned to the particular project.
Okay.
Or if you're going to beyond that, you have to take the consent approval from the project board.
Okay. And same thing will happen with other sectors like health sector and food sector.
Anywhere. First, we'll go with the panel of people. If not, we are going beyond that. We have to take the permission from the client.
Means every time I have to report my project manager, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You are not going to do anything without your project manager consent.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Sridhar, I have two questions. In the yesterday's slides, stakeholders and types. In the project stakeholders, you have mentioned operations and business stakeholders, operation team. So are they the same or they have different roles?
With respect to the concerned client and IT team.
I didn't get you.
No, what is the question? You're talking about what?
Yesterday's one of the
stakeholders.
Slides, stakeholders and types. Where in the project stakeholders, you have mentioned operations. And then in the business stakeholders, also there is a mention of operation team. So are they different or?
They are different and they are with respect to their companies.
Okay, can you please elaborate?
No, see, for the operations point of view, the IT team, you take this HRs and all will come under this of the IT team. Sorry, if you take, see, just now discussed about executive, the project failure because of executive part, executive people, right?
Yes.
HR, network, they all comes under operations of the IT team.
Okay.
Similarly, you have an operations team from the client team also, right?
Yes.
So that's what I mentioned in both.
So business project stakeholders operations will include HR and other teams.
With respect to the project.
Yes. And business stakeholders operation team refers to the team who will be handling the business, that is client operation team?
Yes, client operation team.
Okay.
And,
yes. And one more question is there. What are business sponsors and executive sponsors? If you could please explain again.
See, business sponsors means who are directly investing in the business team, means the client team. Executive sponsors means maybe kind of a shareholders like that.
Sorry?
Maybe a kind of a shareholders. You may get the data, you may get the funding from outside.
Yes.
To the client team.
Yes.
Or people directly will be involved in the client team also. Business stakeholders means they are part of the client team directly. Executive means what? They are going to be taken project to project basis.
So we in a way we can give an example of angel investors as executive sponsors.
Yes, correct. Means they are not, they are not go directly a part of it. They are not be involved in all the projects. Only a particular project they will be involved.
Yes.
Because upon their interests.
Okay.
Yes, and, Babu.
And for business sponsors, we can say that the core team of the business.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. See, the thing here is, first of all, forget about is it a junior or senior and all. A BA should report to the project manager. Okay. If suppose, as you said, there is a junior business analyst there, there is a senior business analyst there, there is a principal consultant is there. So the principal consultant will be the reporting to the BA again. And these guys will be, who will be reporting to the PM. And now these junior PA may be reporting to the consultants or the senior BS. But finally, if you look at it as a role, profile point of view, BA should report to your project manager. What are maybe the hierarchy? No, that's what I say now. The total team size. See, when you're getting a project, you'll define a team. For this project, there are 30 members are there. In that 30, you have a bifurcation of this many developers, this many testers, this many architects, this many BS like this. So the BS percentage is 12% to 16%. Minimum 12% should be there. That means minimum 4 people should be there. Okay. So like that. Okay. Thank you.
Sundar,
Vishal,
you said yesterday you have given one 2 assignments, and I have sent you. I have done completed and I have sent you.
Did you send in the last minute? I mean, before my class starts?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I will get back to you.
Please.
Yeah, I'm almost give. I will give for all of them. Whoever is not reported, I will give them.
Okay.
See. It all depends upon your client. It all depends upon your client, which project you're working. See, here, one thing is, if we are working with a client is an out of country somewhere, we generally work in the mid timing of both. For example, your client is from UK. Your timings may be from afternoon 12 to night 10 or night 9. If your client is from US, you will coming in a general timing one, because if you work with an US client, they will be hardly going with a common timing to have a call. So you may start at around 10 and you go up to night 8 or 7, because by the time they start their operations, and you will have a common call at the evening sometime. Like that, there will be plan will be there. No night shift is going to be there for a PA. Okay. Okay. So shall we close this now? We'll meet on next week. Okay. Thank you all. Have a happy weekend.